Hi, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to use the 10 screen video wall image package. In the folder that you downloaded, you'll see two files plus another folder named wall content. The two files, one is the 10 screen video wall help file in PDF format, and the second file is a 10 screen video wall action ATM file. This ATM file contains the two actions that you will use or need to build the wall. Inside the wall content folder are 10 JPEG images for you to try the action on when you immediately open it. You can run the action to see exactly how it works using these 10 images. Also in the folder is the clipping mask in PSD format. Go back to the main folder. The simplest way to load the actions into Photoshop is double click the ATM file. That will automatically open Photoshop. If your actions palette isn't open, go to the top bar and click on Window, scroll down and click Actions. The Actions palette will then open, and you'll notice at the bottom of all the other actions you have loaded, your folder is at the bottom of the list named 10 screen video wall, and it's highlighted. To expand the folder, click on the arrow to the left, and inside you'll see the two actions, the image resize action and the 10 screen video wall building action. The image resize action resizes the images to set dimensions, and if your images aren't the exact same dimensions that this action places on your image, then the main video wall action will not recognize the files. They'll end up all over the place. The action will not run correctly. Images that you use, you do not need to rename, although I do rename mine and number them 1 through to 10. Also, you can use any images you want, preferably landscape. The last thing that I want to mention about the images is please ensure that you use copies of your originals. Don't forget to use copies. Now onto the main action. Select the action, click the arrow to the left to expand it. You'll be able to see every step that the action takes as it's running through when you expand the action. To start the action off, simply click on the Play Selection button at the bottom of the Actions palette. The first thing that will appear in front of you is a message giving you information to load the clipping mask file. You click Stop, go to File, scroll down to Place, click Place, navigate to the folder that you've downloaded and open the Wall Content folder, and double click the PSD document named Clipping Mask. When that opens in Photoshop, hit the Enter key on the keyboard, go to the Play Selection arrow at the bottom of the Actions palette and click. That places the PSD mask into position. Your next message box is instructing you how to insert your first image into the document. And this is exactly the same for all 10 images. This message box will pop up each time you're required to place an image. You click Stop, go to File, scroll down to Place, navigate to the folder where your images are, and double click your first image. When it's placed in Photoshop, hit the Enter key, go down to the bottom of the Actions palette and click the Play Selection button. And likewise, the next message box, click Stop, go to File, scroll down to Place, double click your second image. When it's in Photoshop, hit the Enter key on the keyboard, go down to the bottom of the Actions palette and click the Play Selection button. And you do this, as I said, for all 10 images. So I'm just going to go through the motions without any speaking now. So we'll start off with Stop. Once your images are placed into position, the Action will start to build the wall itself and start constructing it. Your next pop-up box is giving you the option of whether you wish to apply effects to your wall. If you don't wish to apply effects to the wall, just click the continue button and the Action will restart and automatically carry on to the next stage. If you wish to apply effects to your video wall, then the following is what you need to do. Click stop. In the layers palette on the right, well on my right, layer 10 is highlighted. Go down to the bottom of the layers palette, click the FX button and select the effect that you wish to place onto the wall. If you're going to place a shadow on the wall, then obviously you're going to need to change the background colour. So only certain effects will work, and depending on the background colour obviously. I'm going to place a simple bevel and emboss onto the images. So just click bevel emboss. I'll make the settings that I'll require, but looking at that, these images I've got a decent bevel emboss that shows that the effect is applied. So I'm happy with that. Click OK. I'm going to click the arrow to the right of the layer to minimize the layer and tidy it up. I go back over to the Actions palette and click the Play Selection button at the bottom of the palette. This will continue the action to the next stage. This box is giving you the option to adjust the opacity settings of the reflection layer. Click stop. Go over to the layers palette and you'll see that the reflections layer is highlighted. In the top of the layers palette is the opacity settings slider. Click on the arrow to the right of the 100% mark and then left click and hold the slider and drag it down to the left, or drag it back to the left. A setting of around between 1 and 4%. So if I set that at 3% and then click anywhere outside the layers palette, go back over to the Actions palette and click the Play Selection arrow, the action will start to run again, and the next information or help box that appears is instructing you or informing you that you can make changes to the reflection. Click stop. If you wish to make adjustments to this reflection, select your brush tool, choose a medium-sized soft brush with the opacity set to around say 30% and the flow set to 30% there at the top on the top bar. Click on the icon of the layer mask in the layer palette that's attached to the wall layer and it's highlighted. So you left click on that to ensure that you're working on the mask with black selected in your colour palette. You can then start brushing to fade away the layer reflection. It's not showing you too much with the settings I've got here, and you do this gradually. So for demonstration purposes, I just up the settings, both settings, and then paint over once, and there you will see that the reflection is starting to change, totally change. And that's all there is to it. Once you've finished and you're happy with your reflection, you can then change the background layer and save the file as a JPEG or whichever file type you wish to use. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope this has been of use to you.